Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be dealing with the duty of the husband. And I want to read a little paragraph for you here from Testimonies for the Church, Volume 6, page 430. It said, God designed that the family of earth shall be a symbol of the family in heaven. Christian homes, established and conducted in accordance with God's plan, are among his most effective agencies for the formation of Christian character and for the advancement of his work. Now, in Genesis chapter 2, verses 24, it says, Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Now, husband should never allow his wife to turn him from God. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 13, verses 6 to 8. It says, If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend which is at thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thine eyes pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. We're following an order that God has set up. And the first one we dealt with is the son leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, right? Not, reach a certain age and you move out on your own and then you get married sometime, but you leave from your mother or father and go to cleave to your wife, all right? Then we look at the husband should not allow his wife to turn him from God. And now we're going to deal with the first year of marriage life. The husband should remain at home and cheer up his wife. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 5. When a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be changed with any businesses. But he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he had taken. Rejoice with his wife. All right? He's to rejoice with his wife. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 5, verses 18. It says, Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. The husband is to live joyfully with his wife. Ministry of Healing, reference, page 374 to 375. Now we're going to look at Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 9. It says, Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he had given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou hast taken under the sun. Oh, yeah. Let us look at, first let me give you a reference. It's Ministry of Healing, again, 360, page 360. And let us look at Ephesians chapter 5, verses 25 to 33. And it reads, Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it, that he might be sanctified, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. Now, let us look at Colossians chapter 3, verses 19. It says, husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them. Now, commend and praise, that is the advice. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 28, it says, her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Now, God is calling us to honor the wife. We could look at Testimonies, Volume 5, page 180 to 181. Ministry of Healing, 373 to 374. And we're going to look at 1 Peter 3, verses 7. And it says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge of giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. We continue. God is witness, if any deal treacherously with their wives. Now, Malachi chapter 2, verses 14 and 15. It says, yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Now let us look at Matthew chapter 19, verses 3 to 9, and one reason for separation. We're going to look at that. Verses 3 says, the Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God had joined together, let no man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Now, convert wife by godly life, right? So husband has to be that godly example. 1 Corinthians 7, verses 12 to 16. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if she be pleased to dwell with her, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such case, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband, or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? Just want to leave these words with you. A man who lives up to God's requirements will have a happy home. He can kneel with his wife, and together their prayers will ascend unhindered to the throne of grace.